So my country people then for ground zero. The one a chairman Capo Daniel. I want to come for una for talk for una today for Pidgin. As we the one for look the video for Paul Biya speech for translate and for una for Pidgin. Me all our mommy them for ground, or papa them for ground. Both for abroad and for diaspora. Me then hear exactly which way Paul Biya it don't talk am. We know say they don't install in the president for Cameroon. After the done, we know say they cheat the election. The evidence and they be clear. But the truth na say they don't install you as president for Cameroon. Issa Chiruma is still there. He don't declare say na two president and they for Cameroon. One way it be chosen by the Constitutional Council and another one when the Cameroon people then choose them. Nevertheless, the intention for this presentation today na for help una make una hear by una own mop exactly which way Paul Biya talk am. So I go translate am for Pidgin. We go play the video for his speech, and then I go cut am small according to my ability for translate am so that me all man hear. We know say even when they talk am for good English, even the one the way they say them be educated amongst we, they need to see here, they go still the community talk say Capo Daniel, the one be mean na seweti. If he talk na seweti, so we'll get a job for empower our grassroots with information, and this one a part of that information process. Me will hear the speech for Paul Biya, we will translate them for Pidgin.
To work tirelessly for the advent.
There is a video in the background. Maybe we'll stop that video, it makes some noise. So sorry for that technical problem at the background. So maybe we'll hear the speech of Paul Biya, we will translate them live for Pidgin. Maybe we'll not hear.
Of a united, stable, and prosperous Cameroon. I am aware of the numerous and severe challenges we face.
So it talks say he know the problem the way we face them, where Cameroonian they face them.
I understand the depth of frustrations and the scale of expectations.
They know how deep people then be frustrated. He know way people they expect them.
I know how great the responsibilities of the President of the Republic will be.
They know how heavy the job for be president, all the responsibility them thing the way a president supposed to do am, he know am.
On this solemn occasion, I would like to renew before you.
So for the occasion, as he talk am, where they do one for swear in again as president, he want for still renew. That means say for still do am again for make some promise for una.
Commitment that I've already made in the past under similar circumstances.
So he want for repeat the commitment them. Think the way we done commit say go do am. When I think the way we done commit and say go do am in the past, he want for do am again.
Namely, to remain faithful to the ideals that have guided me since my accession to the highest office.
So he say he go remain for maintain the kind principle them, the kind thing the way he be that hold am when I be make am so he don't be for that big office way na president for Cameroon since from the beginning. He go remain for do that same thing them.
That of devoting myself entirely to the sacred mission that the Almighty God and the sovereign people of Cameroon have entrusted to me.
So for do the job for the sacred mission where the Cameroon people they don't do again for that mandate. I go one for rewind them small, I go the translate them. When I go permit me make I drop small comment because I don't want to make too much video them as we go. So I go rewind them, I go play them, and then I go also give some more explanation after translation when I hear.
Under similar circumstances, namely, to remain faithful to the ideals that have guided me since my accession to the highest office. That of devoting myself entirely to the sacred mission that the Almighty God and the sovereign people of Cameroon have entrusted to me.
So he talks say he go repent for do the things and way he go do for the same character way he be get since he become president. For do the sacred job where God he done give for he like president, and where the Cameroon people them they don't choose he like president. Now the thing that we talk for commentary for that palava we talk we all know how we Paul Biya become for power. He become for power not be because Cameroonian be voting, na because Amadou Ahidjo when I be president that time, he choose he for put him for day. Since we dey for power, Paul Biya he don't win any election, na my question for una. He don't ever win any election. He talk say he want do the job now because now the Cameroon people they don't choose he for put him for day. So then choose it true or they not choose it true. That one na open statement. I no go be conclusive for my statement because the intention for this particular podcast na for interpret them for all my media when they need to hear very well when they talk the grammar so that me they understand what the way it talk am. Maybe we'll continue.
To work tirelessly for the advent of a united, stable, and prosperous Cameroon.
So he say he work na for work very hard for unite Cameroon. Make Cameroon be united. I go throw a small comment for that one say, now why Cameroon the chakara today? No be we Anglophone people that will be go join Francophone people them. Why this chakara be? Now because of the bad policy them way they don't try for assimilate we when they then cause them. Now then try for dismantle the federal structure where we keep we more day together. Maybe we talk say Ahidjo be do because it be feel say federalism it will be expensive when a fig reason. But a Paul Biya, he can change the name for the country, a name, give back the name where it sound like. I'm not talking about the name for the former French Cameroon. We make and we Anglophone the office, so no day for day. He always talk only for English, for French. You listen CRTV when they play national anthem, they sing and only for French. Now all those policy them, then come of try begin change our culture. Now it bring the division. So now the same person this way he bring division, he talks a job now for unite Cameroon. But my own na just for trader small comment. Maybe we hear wait way the talk am. Maybe we continue.
I know, just as you know, that this is a daunting but exacting task.
So he talk say he know, just like una know, say the one na very difficult work. Yes, na true, na very difficult work. All una they hear me and they interpret this talk. All una know people the way they did 93 years old. How many of una know? How many of una grandma me then they na 80 something years old? Them be capable for still lead even una family. Na he Paul Biya he did 93 years old. He talk say he the job he had, he know say he had, una know say he had. But na thing way if he do am. My own na just a trader small comment, it no go be conclusive. Because intention today now for translate the speech for Pidgin. May we continue.
One has the love and interest of the people at heart. This task, my dear compatriots, is not insurmountable.
He say as he love the people them, he love the Cameroonian them. So the hard work, it be very easy. If una dey look Paul Biya say he love Cameroonian them, not true. Una see the thing where they do am for people them for Cameroon. He dey see am, he dey hear. Because president is supposed to hear all the thing. He talk say he love Cameroon them. Not true. I will leave that one for una answer. We'll continue.
Especially when one has the people's unflinching support.
He talk say especially when he get the support for for all Cameroonian them. He get the people that support. Not true or no be true? Now when I go to conclude and for place where you watch me, we go continue.
You show me this support at each election. You did so once again, clearly and unequivocally during the 12th October election.
So Paul Biya talk say Cameroonian people them they don't show you their support for every election, especially the last election where them voted the election of October 12 where they pass so say them voted massively. Now true it talk am or no be true. So when I know for example for Boyo, The CPDM, when I be the chief for CPDM, he resigned. Why? Because people then vote for CPDM 130. Then go announce am for Bamenda say na over 2,000 vote the way CPDM get them. How manage 2,000 vote them go come up for place when only 130 vote them dey. For my own village, my auntie wey be that way no ever register for presidential election. They put the name too for day. So all man wey get identity card identity, then go use their name. If you know go vote, they go vote for you. Now say then take am. We all know how the result pass for inside lab before it come out for council. So today my job na just for translate this thing for una Pidgin. But the way the thing dey, I no fit the translator one dey show na to una the see way to way dey for day. So it talks in a Cameroonian people them, they don't choose for all election them. When I the year, na Paul Biya the talk am. Me go here.
Fellow Cameroonians at home and abroad.
The all Cameroonian them for home and the one for abroad.
Today, as I begin a new term of office, by the will of God,
Today, as I start this new office time again, by the will of God,
and of the sovereign people of Cameroon,
and by the choice for the Cameroon people. Say na Cameroon people they don't choose it. Hey! Say na Cameroon people they don't choose it. Even for translator, me the hard. We will go.
I would like to reach out to each and every one of you.
I go want to reach out. I go want to meet up una. I want to reach out. I send my hand for all una Cameroonian them. He don't talk Cameroonian for home. The one for abroad. He the one for reach out for all man una here.
Together, we must lay the foundations for an even more promising future.
So me together, we will join hand for build foundation for country make it be good.
For our beloved and beautiful country.
But they were a lovely country, say they call them Cameroon. We will join hand for build something will be good.
Especially for our youth. Even though we have accomplished a great deal,
especially for youth them, young people them,
we still have so much to achieve.
Even though we don't do some things them, plenty things them where they don't do them for this country. It's a plenty thing they don't do them for the country way good. If you look Yaoundé, Sep, do a commentary now. If you look Yaoundé, before you want to take power, they be get sutuk. That means a public boss where we get boss stop them. Cameroon be organized like white man country. You be stand for Yaoundé, take boss, treat it come go to this side. You be get a network for railway station for Southwest, they don't wipe and all. We be get even CDC, they don't wipe and all. We get marketing board, the francophone themselves, their road themselves, they will be good. You be take train, come go right for north. Even Waza Park where we been applied for Cameroon, you need to see here Waza Park again because tourists they know if you go the animal they don't finish all. All side for Cameroon, una go say for Douala Airport, rain before they enter for inside Douala Airport. Una don't see how we Cameroon army will be there for Bamenda, we get even traffic police them. Una they see the traffic police them again. Police they be the investigate can for quarter. Today the call police they ask you say me pay money, say money for petrol no day. So we all the thing the way Paul Biya do, me talk say he don't do many good things them. And in the future we go fit do more. My honor for translate them and then points on the eye for the right direction. Me gonna see. Me go.
For ourselves, but also for future generations. I am therefore appealing for a united front.
So it cause me it want make we get unity. It want me we get unity, all will come together as one for move forward.
Join me so that together, in peace and harmony, we can meet the daunting challenges facing our country.
So it talks to me always join me it don't extend hand me or we can join me together make we build a better country. I don't cut some part for the audio where it talk long about youth and women them because it be just overpaying me. Say the same man where he be 93 years old, he don't stay. The fact say he remain for power, so they go for another election. It shows say he don't close the door for many other generations for Cameroonians for be able to make a say in their own future or for leave their own footprint for their country. So now already man we don't thief generation their own time. So they be overpay me for even include that part for Mona listener. So I don't cut that part. I just want to disclose them. Say I don't reduce the speech. The part where I talk about youths them, and the part where talk about mommy them. It pain me say for listening. Say oh papa lady one way for day for retirement the rest. The day we shanta the take care for Brent Biya way the papule. It's still day for day the shandai. So I don't cut that part. Now you I want to tell now. But now it talk say unity. Say me all man come together. Me then join ye. Me will be Cameroon. I'm on about translate them today. Wanna hear?
I urge you all to take part in this worthy cause.
So he say he want me all man join ye, make together me go make Cameroon maybe in a better place.
Electioneering for the post of president is past and gone. It is now time to get together.
The time for election when they be the campaign say me some money be election. That time it already finished. So now na time me all man come together for build united Cameroon.
This country is a shared heritage. It is our most precious asset.
So the country belong to all we. Now most precious asset. The country belong to all we. Oh. I say the talk so old they come up for mayor for you on the way. It didn't have a sign book them for people say them been a Northeast and them been a Bameleke. So the country where the talk say belong to all of we now, all we get them. Now true say now all we get them we done there for their hand, that hold them, only for their skin. So now this country there for all we when they the right example enter military, you hear all man in name na a wondo name, na bulu name. The country belong to all we, true it belong to all we as Paul Biya the talk am. That one na all on fi answer am. May we continue.
Than destroying it, we have to build.
We will not destroy the country. We will build am na build am. Because we will build that country soon for all we.
And modernize it. We should end the hate speech flooding the public space, especially social media.
He said, me they end all hate speech them way there for social media. The hate speech they all know I'm not the one when a poor Atanganji the come the one it threaten people them. The hate speech they all see am na one way they so prefer them. They threaten trader them when they exercise their constitutional right for protest, for lock their shop them. The hate speech will hear am na the one the way they talk say a Anglophone no fit ever be president, a Bameleke no fit ever be president, a Northeast no fit ever be president. Now the hate speech in that way they make and people they come out they go for outside. Because the poor Cameroonian they no get anything again. Now when I run thief all thing go chop am. Then now when I the can talk they provoke them, they threaten them. Say me then do how? Me then do how? May we continue for here.
Fellow Cameroonians, my dear compatriots,
my country people them.
My vision for society was presented and explained to you at length during the just ended election campaign.
The idea them for lead Cameroon, if people they be that explain them for people them very well during the time for election.
On that occasion, as during the strategic consultations that were held at Unity Palace,
say for all the thing the way they be explain them, also with some consultation where they talk for listen for people them way they be get some big meeting for inside Unity Palace.
My teams and I also listened to the grievances of Cameroonians. We listened.
So ye and the team they don't hear all the complaint the way people they give two people they suffer where they don't complain them. They don't hear ye and the team they don't really hear everything already.
To their concerns, frustrations, and grievances, as well as their aspirations, expect.
So either they don't hear two people that they complain, thing with people they really want them, which they aspire for be their dream, which way they want them for future. They don't hear everything.
Hopes and suggestions.
They don't hear people that hope them. They don't receive all people. The two people they don't suggest some people their idea them. They don't hear everything.
These fruitful exchanges will undoubtedly serve as a compass to guide our present and future action.
So all the thing, the information wey they don't get and where they don't hear am for people them, they go use them for show them how to do things them in the future.
Fellow Cameroonians, my dear compatriots,
My country people them,
as I have already said,
as I ran talk,
my action throughout this 7-year term will focus on the situation of young people and women.
so for the next 7 years for this new mandate way they start them, so it go focus the attention for the youth them and for women them. So 93-year-old pa, you know the left picking me then interact, me then take leadership, me then do it with the one do up. You there for day the talk say you go take care for use them. The fact say you there for day. Where in instead young people them for day for day. You dey talk again already. The one way will not remain
One
youth
of my
forever.
main objectives in this regard is to promote greater youth and women empowerment and protection.
So you want create greater women and youth. The only thing we fit create am for youth na for get out for them youth then come for that position. Now for come up for them the youth then they for day. I will forward the part.
On another score, having been approached on this matter by young people who
I'll forward. I know one hear that part.
such as digital technology, efforts to combat corruption will be stepped up.
They go try to fight corruption. I see the talker. How you go
We will
fight
also
corruption?
submit to Parliament
We election is
some
self.
reforms to enhance the state's efficiency.
So they go give some law the me parliament them vote day. We go help give a make government need
by
a bit.
adapting our institutions to the
I'll go forward them
demands
small.
of our environment. More than ever before, in raising awareness among members of the armed groups, encouraging them,
You want be important, Mark.
government-led reconstruction efforts supported by our international partners.
So it talk say the government led effort them for reconstruction for Cameroon. Government led effort how? We all know say the presidential reconstruction plan is the UNDP plan. It is a United Nations plan that helps to reconstruct the roads in the Anglophone area. The Cameroon government pledged to contribute only 30% of every project that was sponsored. And the Cameroon government did not even pay that 30% because they use their military to take over the projects and even make money from those projects. So what are they talking about? The Japanese government, the Chinese, the French, they supported that project, but it was not a Cameroon government-led project. It was international project to rebuild the roads, and those Cameroon government instead make money from those projects, as we know. So maybe we'll continue anyway.
Are paving the way for a gradual return to normalcy. These efforts will continue steadily. In this regard, I urge traditional rulers, the elite, and the vital forces of the affected regions to engage more than ever before in raising awareness among members of the armed groups, encouraging them to accept government's olive branch and lay down their arms.
So it encouraged traditional leaders, the low-level administrators at the level of the sous-prefect, SDO, DO them. Say me them continue for talk for amber boy them, for see how they fit talk for them, me then drop their weapon them. Na say way it talk am.
Such community dialogue could be conducted in collaboration with administrative authorities to facilitate the reintegration of these wayward youths into their respective communities after going through the DDR program.
So it talk say me chief them, the elites them, where they talk for amber boy them, me then struggle for convince them. Me them work together with the SDO and deal them. Me the boy then go join DDR so that they fit come up with DDR, come back for their community them. So, but we all know say the DDR center no be a place for reintegrate the boy them, but na a place for intelligent gathering for Cameroon military na part of their military effort. So it is not a viable solution. Say you go to use boy them, me them go for places they go to betray their own friend them, me them go be killed, me them be arbitrarily, summarily executed, and even for community that will be attacked by the Cameroon government because that is their modus operandi during this war. It is not a right way to do. Anybody wey don't go for that DDR, they don't be frustrated, they don't end up be disappeared. No be a viable solution for end the crisis, but not part of the problem. Because we see the people the way they run those DDR centers, such as Atanganji Paul, when I the supervisor, and I be the top boss for they turn they use this boy them for covert operation them. They even use them as a false flag attack for tarnish the reputation for Amazonian fighter them, and it even exacerbate the problem on the ground. They use them for kidnapping for ransom. Their body they be stolen. We don't see numerous complaints the way they come for day. So this is just completely a failed policy by the Cameroon government. You cannot solve the Amazonian problem, the armed conflict, without resolving the political conflict that resulted to these armed boys existing in the first place. Maybe we'll continue.
Once again, I would like to caution the members of these armed groups who continue their criminal activities about the serious consequences of their obstinacy.
So it want for what put out a caution for all the Amber Boy the way they continue criminal activity them. You see, say it focus on the criminal activity them for Amber Boys, where it be actually evident for ground. What about the Amazonian boy the way they fight for political reason, where they need to commit crimes, where them be for day because they know say the problem never be resolved. You cannot try to blanketly call all Amber Boys as criminals when the community knows that there is a legitimate problem that is ongoing that some Amazonian fighters are fighting for. So I want to point out that we will continue.
I extend my gratitude to the friendly countries that have begun pursuing and bringing to justice the sponsors of these criminal acts who are hiding within their territories.
So they say one thank all the country the way they done help the friendly country the way they done go catch all the people the way they commit this criminal action over the country for bringing them back. I want me to know there is no country that has labeled Amazonian crisis as terrorism. None. There's no country that have condemned the Amazonian rights of self-defense, or neither have any country condemned Amazonia for demanding independence. None. So what he is saying is just propaganda. There's no correlation between Cameroon's actions and those arrests abroad. We know that those who have been arrested abroad have been arrested because the international community had called for their arrest. Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, that documented crimes that were committed by this individual call for them to be arrested. It has nothing to do with the Cameroon call. Paul Biya and his administration have been calling for the arrest of Amazonian activists 8 years ago and nothing happened. Nobody listened to them. Even American officials who came to visit him were interviewed about the subject. They said they can never arrest these people who are acting within the laws. But those who break the laws should and will be arrested regardless. And it has nothing to do with the Cameroon government. And we are calling for the international community to also act on the appeal of these human rights organizations that have also called for members within the Cameroon government to also be held accountable. Justice must be on both sides.
I encourage those partners who have not yet taken action to follow suit and confront these terrorists who, from their countries, continue to incite violence against our innocent people with impunity.
That they should arrest those who are inciting violence against innocent people in Cameroon. That is something that we agree in PRAP. Anybody who is inciting violence against innocent people, such as directing attacks against those innocent people or making false allegations against innocent people as a basis to attack them, both in the Cameroon government and in the Amazonian struggle in the diaspora at home, wherever they are, they should have consequences. That I agree with it, because we can never tolerate people directing attack against our own population or venting their frustration for lack of military progress or political or diplomatic progress on our own people is unacceptable. We have condemned attack against our civilians by our own Ambazonian fighters, even to enforce lockdown, ghost town, and all those things. It is not acceptable. It is wrong. And those who have committed this act, we used to say in the beginning of this struggle, the Cameroon government want them to be violent on both sides so that they can justify their own actions. Those who are carrying out those actions are only helping the Cameroon government to do just that, which we have well articulated in the beginning of the struggle. So now forgive me for speaking talk English. May we continue for go.
Terrorism is a global scourge that must be combated vigorously wherever it shows its ugly face.
Yeah, terrorism, as he talk, now a very bad crime internationally and must be confronted. We all know this one. That is why we talk say, me no Ambazonian activists make adopt terrorist tactics or extreme tactics them for fight this war. Because when you do them, the whole world will come against you. All man be in agreement for that one. So maybe when I for ground zero, when I hear very well. Any soldier where they take gun say, I feel come go do this one, I go do one against population. You know get right. You only help them na Paul Biya in doing so. So maybe we focus or go.
Fellow Cameroonians, my dear compatriots, the recent presidential election is testimony to the remarkable maturity of the Cameroonian people and their strong commitment to democracy.
So, you say this election we pass, it don't show say Cameroonian them be dedicated for democracy. But we all know the determination for Cameroonian them in this election. Their zeal was demonstrated in the street. Each time you see Issa Chiruma, you see the population comes out. The Cameroonians are democratic in nature. They participated in the election because they want their candidates to win. What has been the government? Lack of transparency, inflation of electoral lists. They are the anti-democratic forces that we see. So let's continue.
During the election campaign and even prior to its official start, Cameroonians engaged in open debates. They expressed their views passionately, yet always peacefully and responsibly, confronting each other's ideas, programs, and ambitions. The election itself, fully financed by the state budget, was organized and conducted satisfactorily, as confirmed by international observers.
So it talks say international observers then confirm the transparency and legitimacy of the election. There is no international observer or international body that have said that this election was free and fair and that it was legitimate. None. There were two international observers and there were big international observers in Cameroon from the EU, European Union, and the United Nations. The European Union statement about the election after the election was condemnation of the Cameroon government attacks against protesters. That is indicative of the side that they support or that they are sympathetic with in this election. They did not validate the election. They didn't say it was credible or free and fair. United Nations is the same thing. United Nations say they note the result of the election. They neither confirm it as free and fair, because we all know the election wasn't fair. It was rigged. It was questionable. The evidence are out there for everybody to see.
In this regard, I warmly congratulate the body in charge of elections.
We congratulate ELECAM.
Once again, ELECAM has successfully met this formidable challenge in a context that was not always easy.
So ELECAM,
I also wish to commend the commitment of the vast majority of Cameroonians to peace and living together.
Vivre ensemble, Cameroonians.
Regrettably, this peace was disturbed by unrest following the vote, stemming from the actions of some irresponsible politicians.
So anyone talks say Issa Chiruma is irresponsible man for standing up for the will of the Cameroonian people. the sovereign choice, which Paul Biya says is very important. But Issa Chiruma is irresponsible for being responsible. You be mumu man. And there go.
In several localities, unprecedented scenes of looting and vandalism were observed.
So for some place, for some quarter, then people then chakara people that in then take people that in never store
to fire, destruction of public and private property,
then scatter people that in
attacks
them.
on forces of law and order,
They attack police and karambu
and
them,
loss of human
kill them,
lives.
and people then die.
The situation was brought under control
But the
thanks
situation
to
be
the
under
courage,
control.
dedication, and professionalism of our defense and security forces, whom I warmly congratulate.
They want to thank Cameroon the military for acting professionally against all the protestism.
I also extend my heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims and wish
want to
those
extend
injured a
condolences.
swift
All
recovery.
man way a kill and kill
I am
am.
appealing to the sense of responsibility of each and everyone, especially those who seek to fuel hatred and violence in our country, particularly some of our compatriots in the diaspora.
So it want for appeal for beg people the way they try to make people them angry, me then take action when they for abroad, say me then leave them so.
Cameroon cannot afford a post-electoral crisis with potentially devastating consequences as witnessed elsewhere.
So it's a Cameroon if you just go through again this type of any big problem we go come out after the election. Cameroon no video handle them again.
My dear compatriots,
My country people them.
it is my responsibility
Now my work
to ensure that order is
to
maintained.
make sure say me order day.
I can assure you that
And I
order
tell
will
una say
prevail.
order go day. And I say take am end the talk. So now the speech that for Paul Biya, una run here, una wait to wait Sisapi take and talk am. Una run here, una know where to wait talk am. We go leave am for day and we will continue tomorrow. Ciao.